Donald Trump has finally started his campaigning. He announced his run for president a while ago now, but has just kind of been hiding out at Mar-a-Lago. And finally, he has given speeches. He went to New Hampshire and South Carolina. In this segment, we'll look at New Hampshire. In the next segment, we'll look at South Carolina. Very weird vibe in these speeches, I have to say. First, whatever the heck this was about.
Every day I think of the United States in a way. This never happened. This literally, I thought of this yesterday. And I said, you know, I'm coming up to a place that gets it. And maybe I should say it. And I went to what do you think? I went to a couple of people that have been with me a long time. It's sort of strange. But I think of the United States. Every day is April Fool's Day. And they said, sir, what do you mean by that? I don't like the sound of that. I said,
the first, 24 seconds of that were so incoherent. What on earth? Take a breath, think about what you're going to say, and then structure it in a way that makes sense. Holy smokes.
I said, listen to this. And I just gave a couple of ideas. We have open borders when they should be closed. It's April Fool's Day.
Does he know what April Fool's Day is? Interesting. Another quite bizarre part of this.
Bing, bing, boom, land, perfect. No lights, nothing. I said, good. In fact, I checked immediately. I wanted to see whether or not I could award myself as president the Congressional Medal of Honor for, right? I wanted to see, but I don't know, Steve. I don't think it would have played. I don't think the fake news media back there would like it. Bing, bing, boom.
Bing, bing, boom, indeed. Admitting that he wanted to give himself the Congressional Medal of Freedom, or Presidential Medal of Freedom? Congressional, I think he said. Very odd. And then he's very proud of the fact that he apparently, in his mind, came up with the term caravan, or the word caravan.
Great. And they understand it, too. They really understand it. And I came up with the name caravan because we had caravans of 15, 20,000 people pouring in. I'll tell you what, we had it stopped pretty early. But now if you look at these caravans, these are massive, massive caravans, and they have no idea who these people are coming into our country. They're walking in unabated. There is nothing, that nobody's asking them about health. It's hard to get in. I have so many people, can you help me become a citizen? I say, yeah, go to the southern border, just walk across the line. You know, I have a guy, great, and they understand.
So we do have an issue right now with the logistical processes, and we're having a humanitarian problem at our southern border. The way that it is portrayed by many in the right wing is incredibly dishonest for the purpose of fear-mongering. We talk about the specifics of that so much on this show. But even just the misconception that the higher numbers of individuals that they cite as undocumented immigrants coming across the southern border, all of those are coming from encounters Border Patrol had to have with them. So in theory, you could make the argument that no, more of the individuals coming across the southern border are being seen, being caught up with by Border Patrol. That's why we're able to document the numbers. And the idea that there's just an open border is not true. Now, the argument I just made isn't necessarily the situation on the ground. I do think there's an increase in immigration across our southern border. The way we fix that is not the solution of, I don't even know what solutions they pretend to put forward, because it's only the fear-mongering. It's only screaming about the problem without putting forward a solution. The real solution is, yes, investing in the security aspect, but also investing in enhancing and expanding, hit my computer there, our legal immigration system so that we can promote legal immigration, can handle that amount of legal immigration where the United States' interests are absolutely represented, but also the interests of the individuals looking for a better life. But for Trump, that's not the purpose of this discussion. It's just to fearmonger. One more thing we'll talk about in this segment with Trump is a flight between events, or to an event. One of his flights, he had this to say.
So, Ron, Ron would have not been governor if it wasn't for me. And then when I hear he might run, I consider that very disloyal. Talked to her for a little while. But I said, look, go by your heart if you want to run. She's publicly stated I would never run against my president. He was a great president.
So you probably couldn't necessarily hear everything he said with the noise in the background, but he was addressing the possible challenge to his presidential run by Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley. He called Ron DeSantis jumping in the race disloyal. Nikki Haley, he said, well, she said that she would never run against her president, which he's referring to himself, and but kind of trying to come off nonchalant, trying to make it out to be a situation where, they can jump in, whatever. I mean, it's kind of disloyal, but we'll see. Even though I know he is enraged by the idea that that's even being discussed, enraged that Nikki Haley is going on Fox News and saying, listen, I think I'm the person who could fill the role, not that exact wording, but in a series of questions she asked and then answered for herself, as we covered previously. And then DeSantis, strong poll numbers against Trump, and seems to be possibly eyeing that as well. That makes him very mad. He's landed on the message of, listen, they shouldn't. I would see that as disloyal from DeSantis. I made him governor. My support made him win his initial gubernatorial race, but whatever. I'm not that stressed about it. That's kind of the attitude he's going with. All of that, very, very weird.